and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. I know it's really loud here, but welcome to the Cafe Gallery right here at Gallery Cabaret. Even though there are lots of people milling around here, we're just going to go on with reading anyway. I was actually going to start with two different pieces. One is a brand new one. I won't even tell you where it came from, but this is called Of Independence or Freedom. So it seems to cram us in here like we're sardines. How many of us have you crammed in here before you send us on our way? Strap us in. Make sure we don't get any strange ideas of independence or freedom, because really, you wouldn't want us to think for ourselves. Strap us in, compartmentalize us. But the thing is, you thought I was just like everybody else, and that I'd just sit back and take it. These sardines around me seem totally complacent. What have you told them to make them so subservient? Well, maybe you didn't get it before, but I'll take a sledgehammer to your plans. I'll shatter that glass ceiling and that two-way mirror you watch us through. I don't care what you think, where you think you're taking us, and I'll no longer care if you're sending us away. I didn't sign up for this ride, and being crammed in here is making me nauseous. Don't make me throw up before I start my revolt. Because whether or not you think we're sardines and want us to crammed away like we're nothing, just remember, I'm bigger than my ego lets on. And I'll take whatever makeshift weapon I can find to break free of how you think we should be. Thank you. Oh, you asked for more light? I can ask, I don't know the people up in front of Trust or something, they're asking for more light. Apparently we need more light. I guess on the stage, is that what you're saying? Yes. He wants to give me more light, because I look so dark. But that's because I went to see my dad at some tanner. Maybe that's what the problem is, and you know, I don't know. Because,
I'm going to point this out, because
I was working on releasing a book of poetry that I had written in the last year, and it is called A Year-Long Journey, and this is just a proof copy, and there are changes still to it, but because of that, I wanted to read something from one of the past shows, which I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't heard unless you were at ChiCon and happened to go to the Palmer House and hear me reading things about Star Trek. But this one's the least Star Trek related. This one is called Kinds of Interference.
Okay, well, I guess I suppose.
Watched an episode of Star Trek recently where the Borg first transported onto the bridge of the starship Enterprise, and Jean-Luc Picard was then abducted, transported to their cubicle Borg ship. And as soon as they realized that Captain Picard was taken, Commander Riker talked through his little comm badge to Chief O'Brien and asked, "O'Brien, can you beam him back?" And Miles O'Brien responded that he can't, that there is some kind of interference. All O'Brien says, this man who transports people for a living, is that there's some kind of interference. I wonder if it's the kind of interference, like when you tell a friend about somebody you started dating, and at your own party they leave to make out with your date. I wonder if it's the kind of interference, like when the one you love calls you and tells you they're getting on an airplane on the other side of the planet, but their connecting flight has just been canceled. So, you won't see them soon, and by the way, this phone call to you is costing $2 a minute from the other side of the world. That's what you get for getting your hopes up. I wonder if it's the kind of interference, like when a week before you're supposed to stand up at a wedding, your significant other tells you that they want to break up. But they understand that you're a part of someone else's wedding. They'll tag along, you know, act like your date so that they won't cause any waves for you. I wonder if it's the kind of interference like when you're driving to see your parents and while stopped in an intersection, you see a car speeding toward your stopped car, so you turn your car wheels so the crash won't kill the motorcyclist in front of you. And what they do drops you into a coma for weeks. When at the hospital, they put a tube down your throat to breathe for you. You know, that kind of interference. I wonder if it's the kind of interference when you're finally off on your own and you feel like you can trust people and someone gets you drunk enough to not fight back when they sexually get off on you. And you later hear of rape rooms in fraternity basements that are rooms with floors literally covered with dingy, semen-stained mattresses, you know, in case the girl falls down as soon as they enter the room. You know, that kind of interference. I wonder if it's the kind of interference you get after you questioned your gender preferences, started relationships with a few until one of them, from a one-night stand, gave you the human immunodeficiency virus. And after you contracted full-blown AIDS, you cocktail your way through the world with anything other than liquor, wondering how long you'd live, wondering if you'd ever have and raise kids. You know, that kind of interference. But you know, often when they say, you hear them say on Star Trek that there's some kind of interference, they continue by saying, I don't have a positive lock on the away team. Which makes me think of the times when you want to find the one you love, and some kind of interference keeps you away from your chances of finding your one true love. Thank you. I'm done reading. See, this is what you get when you have to do like, hey, oh, I'm enjoying it. Well, I guess I read a bunch of Star Trek poems to start writing. So, in the interim, I'm really looking forward to, oh, wait, before I call up my first guy, which is always Joffre Stewart, because he's triple plus awesome, I have to give a scream out early for our great feature this evening from Jason Noah. Give it up for Jason, yeah! Oh, what am I thinking, Jason? Oh, yeah! He can talk about his Wormwood Collective or whatever when he's doing his feature this evening, but in the meantime, I'm going to call up my first open micer, so please give it up for Joffre Stewart! I will ask all open micers, I don't usually do this, and this is totally cool, but if you can pretty much stay here and like not be moving around the mic, you're awesome. I'm just doing this announcement to the group because that little camera there, which is going to be recording the entire open mic so we can have a podcast for it. If you're wandering around, you're like, wait, where'd you go? Where'd you go? So if you can keep it near the mic, that'd be awesome. Give it up for Joffre. Yay!
Lessons for this. I'll do 3. 2 of them mine. This first one from Elvina Reynolds. We hate to see them go. This is the second stanza. The bankers and the diplomats are going in the army. It seems too bad to keep them from the wars they love to plan. We're all of us contented that they'll fight a dandy war. They don't need propaganda. They know what they're fighting for. They'll march away with dignity and in the best of form, and we'll just keep the laddies here to keep the lassies warm. Oh, we hate to see them go. The gentlemen of distinction in the army. One more verse, some other time. The title of this one is Considering a Suicide That May Not Be Noticed. In the gyrations of cosmology, our lives gyrate around a black hole at center of an insignificant galaxy of uncertain direction, and thus our being is centered on massive negativity, aimless, dominated by the passivity of neutral empty space, out of the atheism of which, before quadrupeds returned to the ocean, fish emerged from the amniotic sea into consciousness, which too often goes haywire, greedy for eternity, too often conscienceless, fantasizing gods and ghostly afterlife, served by crusaders and jihadis and other warts of authority who dare to take heaven by storming the innocent in blood sacrifices to history. In present time, on a bankster trajectory toward totalitarian Zionist supremacy, or consciousness foreclosed by its atomic bomb. The conundrum of D247-06064D. The epigraph is from Sherman Skolnick, who was reported murdered by Mossad 9 years ago last month. Report from anonymous source. New York City firemen, there were bombs in the building. Cyberspaceorbit.com. Crucial info evidence. Explosives toppled WTC. Moving woodward, I respond a bit to Joanne Newman, whose Paul made Cold War films as by now a questionable Vietnam protester leads state in a proxy hot war against the remnant of the Soviet Union, covertly wrecked by 450 billion CIA dollars. A remnant trying to hold its own against anarchist solutions eliminated by Rothschild-funded Bolsheviks as NATO advances to its borders, even while it is accused of aggression. A situation leaving nothing to choose between. Compassionately irked by droughts in Somalia, she comes to the international rescue as fundraiser, without recognizing that her African-mitted taxes fuel the anti-Islamic strife that moves marginally culpable solutions over the border into desperate refugee camps in Kenya, Uganda, allied African-mittedly against the Al-Shabaab, which exports revenge to its U.S. tax-propped-up enemies. She offers strife-torn Syria as the worst humanitarian disaster, which might be fundraising hyperbole, overlooking the eastern Congo, just as once such hyperbole was stretched for Nika, bypassing Haiti. Too much do people let media pick their causes. Maybe we should apply tax resistance to rescue needs generated by war and redirect refused taxes to natural disasters. But how can we always know which is which, since Israel in Modi mode nuked the undersea for the monster tsunami, first day of Kwanzaa 2004? We can be certain to treat the tragedy of 9/11 with tax refusal, not donation, because we can be certain that it was staged by Mossad and the Bush crime family. Although, or even though, sniff dogs long dead, people may still be suffering from the radioactivation of ground zero. And this is now the year of the goat, leading the sheepish into the South Tennessee. So what should I do with D247066064D? Perhaps keep it until I can send it woodward with evident thanks for giving me a poem.
Sidekick Bobster said that they saw Joffre on C-SPAN or something from Printer's Row when he was asking a question of somebody. So you were on TV, Mr. Man. That's awesome. I was out of town, so I didn't get to go to Printer's Row. But before I call up Jerry Pendergast, I usually scream and cry about new issues out of CC&D and Down the Dirt. I thought the first thing I would show you is the new issue of Down the Dirt, which is an ISBN book that is called A Bad Influence. And I was going to write off a bunch of really short pieces by other people in this. I have no idea how this will go. This is a poem by Donald Gaper. Yeah, Donald, sorry, another one. Oh yeah, by the way, what's the score? I wonder what's going on in the game, and I should probably actually know.
2-1 Blackhawks! 2-1 Blackhawks!
Awesome. Are we in the third period yet?
We're listening!
This is Untitled Gray by Donald Gaper.
Welcome to Chicago.
Through gray fog, funeral cars as yellowed lights, 2 by 2. Another one by Donald Gaper. It's called November Wind. Could racing seagulls ride motionless in the wind? This is G.A. Shinoa's piece called Easy Vic. I'm only jumping at shadows, he chides himself, while unseen, the huge, dimly outlined figure slips up closer before it strikes. That's G.A. Shinoa. I'm just going to find, what have I got? This is a haiku called Console. What's the sad one? Canned condolences were all I heard when I lost the love of my life. Which is so true if you think about it. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss or whatever. This one is another haiku called Extinct. When they go extinct, do we study the mistakes or just study bones? This is civil. I'm finding another really short one. Civil. A civil war is raging inside of me, and I want a revolution. This one, I'm having a reading in this light because of this is called 4:44 a.m. and this is by, what does it say? Zach Parsons. Zach Parsons wrote 4:44 a.m. Restless in my bed and restless in my mind, I've tried to sleep. For hours now I've been laying down with my eyes closed. This is the closest I get to sleep most of the time. Just a mere rest of the eyes. While my eyes may be at rest, my mind spirals off into the sunset. Those pink London sunsets. Thank you, Zach. I think I have two more here. It's a haiku called Need. Oh, I like this one. I need to record these things to remind myself that I am alive. This one is called Life Goes On. What is the name? Oh, by Marlon Jackson. This is Marlon Jackson. Life Goes On. The last one I'm going to read from Down in the Dirt for you guys. Life goes on even after your mistakes. Some things aren't meant to be where you cannot forsake. Even after death and even after life, you'll never know what goes on, whether wrong or right. Life goes on. Oh yeah, life goes on. What you do after an incident is your business. That's fine. It is a bad influence. These are some shoes I saw somewhere in Chicago and I like them, so yeah. So anyway, I think I'm gonna call up my Jerry Pendergast. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jerry!
Sounds like a rowdy fucking Chicago bar in here. Blues train picks up speed away from cities, whistling long high-ending notes. The wheels equip percussion. Blues train takes a wide turn. Blues train rambling slowly over slopey terrain, a river in view. Did an ancient traveler ford the Mississippi, the Missouri, the Rio Grande, and think of the Nile, the Senegal? Blues train infuse the bloodstream, soothe the tired muscles of the shiploaders. Blues train lubricate the joints of the dancers, pool players, and the coupling lovers outside the sight of the window gazers. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go a few decades back in time. Nightclub scene, mid-1950s. Some walked in from the train station. Some walked in from home. Some walked 10 steps from a limousine. Neighbor told neighbor across lawns. Spades trump at this club, baby. First solo, lively but mellow. Alto sax soars to the ceiling lamp, reflecting on jeweled hands. Iced cocktails at the slumming tonight table. Someone mentioned a lynching a few tables away. Someone's cousin? Or was it a nephew? Piano opens the next bar. Trumpeter comes center, registering at a low pitch. Harness intensity. Occasional soft screech. Quick fade. His back turned. Is the message for his sidemen or for the audience? Drum and tenor sax attacks the earwax. Trumpeter's pitch, a slow climb. Limousine waits outside. No subway ride for any hide at the slumming tonight table. Industrial dust blown by gusts. Cottonwood puffs land on scraggly grass. Thank you.
Running me up here. Hi. Sorry, I'm slow. Sorry about that, you guys.
Before I call up my bouncer, my sidekick for the evening, I now get to, I talk about how happy it is that Down in the Dirt is released, and I don't say boo about CC&D, which is my one. The 22-year anniversary issue of CC&D was just released. Yay! Which makes me very happy. And it is called A Mad Escape. And I found out that copper is what you give for a 22-year anniversary, so I've got a copper cover here for the thing. So I photographed a bar to get cool textures on it. So I was going to read a few things from other people. Yeah, these aren't my own, but this is an awesome thing. And if anybody wants to know anything about the magazines, you can always bug me for an email or go to scars.tv online to get either one of these magazines or submit writing, and then you could be in a Perfect Bound ISBN book/issue that is sold through Amazon throughout the United States and Europe and the UK and blah blah blah. I'll stop talking about that. The first poem is untitled Moonlight by Jane Stewart. Moonlight, starry skies, smoky clouds floating to earth, summer's ghostly dance. This is called Nature's Trail by R.N. Tabor. It's my UK connection. I know he's from the UK in this one. This is called Nature's Trail. Follow leafy trails into red and orange, silver and green. Let the dew of life wash clean our dirty hands. Be still, Arctic winds, till nothing's heard but an egg's bird, a tear in the eye. All our yesterdays on standby. This is a piece by Cheryl L. Nelms, and it is called Silver Anniversary, which is not copper, but it's an anniversary one, so I'll read it. This is Silver Anniversary by Cheryl L. Nelms. Your hair is sprinkled with gray, your skin paved with wrinkles, but your blue eyes still gleam with mischief. I'm going to read, there are two here, but I'm going to read one by Jesse Williams called Generation Head and Shoulders. I took a bath in one of the quatrails of my demographic. It was unpleasant, to say the least. I had a glaze of misogyny on my skin, and when I stood up, the unemployed swung from my hair like circus ants. Thank you very much, this one, I'm going to say, do I have another copy? Yes, I do. I've got so many marks on this. This is Love by Chris Rowe. We meet again, the moment, kind and generous, the beauty peaceful and serene, the spirit alive in all that is and not what could be. And all of this born of love in a moment that is timeless and always enough. I am not going to read Elizabeth Kuypers. She's got an open mic coming on, and I might come to that afterward and ask her if she'll read it if I didn't have dollars. I'm not going to read it because she's awesome the way she reads it. But on the next page is Mimi Young's Worm on Cement. Watch a worm struggle, beached and bloodied with small sand. This is how we die. I know there's really both of these. I will read both of these. This is a poem by Ronald Charles Epstein called Southside, quote unquote, Southside Love Story. Rom-con producers promote a new project featuring Barry Obama and Michelle Robinson, two yuppie lawyers in a Chicago firm. Porno parodists mounting new production, giving a hot new meaning to the popular term stimulus package. Awesome. The last one I'm going to read here, guess what? I think I had G.A. Chanel on the other one. This is also a G.A. Chanel poem called White is Not a Color. White is not a color.
It's a tint.
It's a state of mind.
White is not a color. Just a state of mind, employed by a privileged few to keep the rest of us in our place. I have to say, and I'm going to pass this around because I've got this precious bag. I can do the da-da-da-da, looking a little floozy or something, but I want everybody who's around who's enjoying reading and who loves, like I do, Jason Miller as an awesome feature. I'm going to tool around with that bag so that you can put your life savings into it because he is so worth it. Trust me. But also, I should be making an announcement about myself. I've been talking about the magazines, and some of you know this. My husband's job, because he's probably losing it in Chicago, he is just taking a job and just accepted an offer in Austin, Texas. Which means before the end of the year, maybe by the fall, we will be moving to Austin, Texas. It makes me very, very sad. But because I love this place, I love it here, and this is my home, and I love it. But I mean, there are a lot of good things about Austin, blah, blah, blah. The one thing that I worry about the most is this place, because I want it to run on. I know that Bobster might call up great special features or special MCs or whatever. So I wanted to give you that, and I was looking through my stuff when I saw that I had some old issues that used to be saddle stitched and don't have covers, so I printed covers from. So I've got a couple of old issues here of like B198, B200, B195, and I'm going to grab 2 issues and give them to the guys that are reading here tonight, including our great feature, because I've got them and why not? And CC&D is so worth it. And if anybody wants an issue, they can come and ask me, and I can give them an old issue because I've got them, and I would love to share it. But in the meantime, is my Bobster. Oh yeah, I see my guy. I'm going to go trolling around with this in a minute and giving away magazines. And I'm going to leave you 2 magazines here, Bobster. They're for you. You get to take those with you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Bobster himself. Give it up for Bob Rashkow.
Well, better.
Thank you.
3rd place hitter.
Should I do 2, Janet?
You do as many as you damn well please.
All right, I'll do 3 of them then. Bobster stews in his own juice. There is a competition, a distant race for glory. The whole world embraces the team as they emerge, high-fiving and victorious. I just sit, soaking, dipping a foot into the gentle, moldy, muddy mold of a marsh. There is a festival, a large gathering of pigs. They worked so hard to earn this night of champagne up their snouts and pizza down their snorts. Givers all day long, at last they can take to their heart's content. I stay home in my little hut, eating Fig Newtons and sipping fridge water. There is a challenge. I have refused it. I have refuted it. I will not meet it. I will not rise to it, because I never have, because I never would. I don't even know who I is. I've been on Earth for 58 and a half years. I could be here for 580 more. It doesn't matter. I don't want challenges anymore. Fuck accountability. I don't mind being labeled a victim. I don't mind being labeled jealous. Woe, pity, mercy, sympathy, sorrow, condolence. Or lots of money. Pile it on me. Dollars, 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 dollars. Hundreds, thousands. Donate to my cause of victimness. I promise you, I will piss it all away. Not one penny will be saved. The more, the faster. There is a bank, and it's all right to cry on the way there.
Yeah!
Thank you. Oh, here's my one from Chicago.
Yay!
It's based on a song by One Unique Signal called The Underside. More primitive than futuristic, the echo of an atomic rooster crowing to the steam kettle poised on the burner, directing it to pound and drive the sturdy steel stick shift home. But then, suddenly, an antenna sprouts up from the gloom, announcing the next dimension station. We spiral into a trillion dweedles and glackles, busily working to translate the code that comes to us from the underside. Black is white, smart is dull, sharp is flat, high is plain, over, under, sideways, round, fat is small, square is round. At last, the robots propel us back to the known realm, each with the brief but decisive message printed out on digital ink paper in our hands. Wait, we are not ready yet. Oh, 2 and 2. Anything can happen now.
That's lucky.
This is why I have to wear black and red. I just did that today. I'm like, well, blackouts are playing. I'll wear that shirt. That's my involvement.
All right, my last one is for Robin Williams, 1951 to 2014. It's been such fun playing with you. Do you have to become a playing piece again? An inanimate object that I can't feel, can't see, can't touch, can't love? Wait, one more scene let's just do. I know, the one where you helped make a tired gang of warriors' days brighter. Or the one where you did the silly space alien adjusting to American life in the 1970s. No, let's do my other favorite. Let's do you as Mr. Keating. Aw, come on. I'll be Todd, or Neil, or Knox, or Dalton. Granted, I'm not handsome like RSL or Ethan, but I can sound my barbaric yawp. I can bounce through the woods rapping Vachel Lindsay. I can... Don't go, please. Look up. Don't hold your head down. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't leave me all alone here on the stage. Look up. Look at the bright, bright stars. Thank you.
All right. Oh, you forgot your magazines, Webster.
Oh, thank you. Thanks again.
That's okay.
I have them, and if I'm not going to be wrong, I just look at them away. When Robin Williams passed away, I found a quote that he talked about why we love poetry so much from that movie, and I quoted it. So I didn't bring it along because you read your Robin Williams thing. So. But anyway, is there anybody else that want to read anything? We can go right to a break. Is there anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Is there?
Read!
Come on up. Who is this awesome lady? I decided she is awesome. I know it. I can't even see. Oh, awesome. What is your name? Lauren, please. When you scream like you mean it, give it up for Lauren!
This is one that's in the works. There's no place like the back of your hand except for the back of your hand. Spinning knots and curls we couldn't see on the backs of our own heads, and I'd fall asleep in the crook of your arm with my nose pressed up against the first bones in your rib cage. Do you remember the first rib cage? Or once a girl danced free from the hands of God, rubbing two ribs together like kindling to start a fire. He started a fire for you and me. Hot breath in the morning, the smoke of that fire, soot-stained skin, your freckles there, dead embers, a Morse code I couldn't decipher, before they'd sweat away like charcoal. And between those dots and dashes, silence settled in, like ash on our lips, with our mouth meet. I taste what you savored alone and wonder if you've been counting calories like I've been counting days. And like you, I don't always feel tied to my body, but at least now and then I don't mind. Feels better with you now than anyone. Soft sounds you make nowhere else but in bed, a smattering of thanks, a prayer for more. I think if I could string all those sounds together, they'd write a recipe for satisfaction. The whites of 5 eggs, 1 cup brown sugar packed. Picture my wet and parted mouth in the small of her neck. I know the place where my lips will open, your set jaw open, lungs desperate, water lost from your mouth, settled into a net of fog on the inside of your bedroom window. And you will find yourself swallowed like a drop of dew in morning rain on the window, enveloped like a letter, folded with foam, sealed with wax, shut for only need to open. And you will find yourself lost and not found in a place unfolding like a house of cards, spread always different, the medium same. Your parts of me I like best, our excitement the same voice, happy stories quickening with some sharp crescendo, far above the rattle of the pipes and the dead walls, the plastered crumbling. Our eyes catch each other's. I'm feeling bashful to look you in those eyes. Search for me, pull back the curtain I draw because you're too bright to look at. I can't help but feel sick, like I'm reading a book in a car, neglecting what worlds might pass beyond that window rattling in its frame on the highway. And I don't wait long to see you, but I make moves to find you out. Wrap my legs up in the sheets, pretend our legs aren't feeling for each other, but choking me never. I don't know what I'm looking for when I look to you. I watch your body like I paid money to. Scanning your gestures for an inkling you might gaze, that you might acknowledge it, our secret price accounted for. With small gestures no one else would notice, except I, with a pocketbook, singles, and opera glasses. When you wake and I wake in the morning, I can't help but reach out to you and touch the parts I long to. Your eyes closed. I think you can see me still. Or maybe you pretend you're sleeping, so I won't stop petting your brow bone, your cheeks set like porcelain on the highest shelf. I dust your fingertips. I am careful not to wake you. I want to pull the covers over your face and see what I still remember. I am leaving the light on, the window open, and clearing the room for when you wake. You move me to madness, but the fluttery kind of a child whose cheeks turn red like the candy apple papa won't buy. I am not upset about anything other than you are not a commodity I can take and hold so easy, or eat to fill some hunger in my stomach, maybe real or imagined, when I'm bored for something tangible. If only I could find enough change in the pockets of my parents' coats. You are still a sweet thing, and I worry about that sweetness on the enamel of a heart shellac to keep it from breathing too deep. I'm remembering there are places that aren't here, empty cavities that need filling, to which I might run in the night, climbing a fence out of the world I knew with its 4 corners and into your world with none.
And she's just like, I'm going to charge and get out of here. That was awesome. Thank you so very much. And I should also tell you, for Singer-Songwriter Night people, July 22nd, because we're every other week when we precede Singer-Songwriter Night, we have 2 features. And the second one is Ross Berman, the host. And when I heard him perform at ChiCon and he did the songs, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome, you have to be a second feature. And so I figured that he was going to feature, and then myself singing and John, my husband, playing the guitar, we would do songs after his feature before Singer-Songwriter Night. Will be probably the last time we ever play guitar in Chicago again for you guys. So we're thinking we're going to do that. But July 22nd, he'll be doing stuff here early. So if you guys come early for Singer-Songwriter Night, you've got that. Now I think we can cut it early and we can take I think we're good. A 5-minute break so that everybody can refill on their liquor and keep Travis extra busy, like she wasn't during the game when everybody was wanting to liquor. But 5 minutes and then we're going to have a great feature from Jason Noah. Thank you,